It's Friday, day 5 of the transfer window, and it is starting to kick off so much. But not for Arsenal fans, not for Arsenal itself, just for everyone else. Now, let's take a seat, let's buckle up, because these stories are not getting any better. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports. New to the show, like, subscribe, turn that notification on, so you don't miss a show every time we upload. Road to 1,000 subscribers is on, and I need your help to get there. So let's make this one very quick today, very quick. If you're still watching now, I just need 4 minutes of your time. Give me all 4 minutes and we'll make this pleasurable as possible. So Arsenal, as we know, Martin Zubimendi is going to be coming in today. That's done. That's a foregone conclusion here. David Ornstein has come out and said he's coming into London today. He's going to do the first part, not of a medical, of just the formal agreements and get everything else signed over the line. That part is done. Moving on, Mudryk from Chelsea to Arsenal. Again, Matt Law came out of it with a bit of a story. Arsenal are holding, let's say, an interest. They're making some inquiries, want to know what the current situation is. Arsenal fans freaking out. Why? Not because I don't think it's Mudryk itself. I think it's just because of the club he's going to be coming from, Chelsea. Arsenal have something to do with Chelsea. I don't know what it is. I have no clue why they always look at Chelsea to get, I say, you can say their bin, their cast offs. Every time Chelsea need to get a player, they put one up for sale, and who comes in? Arsenal. Arsenal are scared going for proven players. They are. You can say Zubimendi's a proven player, yes, and they haven't been scared to go for him. That is true. That is true. But when it's someone to get over the line, to get Arsenal there at the line, to get over the line, they are scared to push that button. They missed out on Isaac. We know they missed out on him. No one was really calling for him. But when there was links before that, he was circulating around London. Arsenal fans were on the net looking at DVLA, looking at a Rolls Royce circling around. But Arsenal never pressed the button. They went, of course, to Chelsea and got Kai Havertz. That's fine. That's fine. That's cool, Mikel Arteta. But now we've only got the Sesko and the Gyökeres situation. Arsenal still are unclear on which way they want to go. Are they going to go for Gyökeres and pay the money for him? Are they going to go for Sesko and pay the money for him? Because both clubs hold the cards to them. Now, Arsenal should have been smarter when it came to Sesko last season and say to them, you want to stay for another year? Cool, stay for another year, but don't sign a new contract to make it more difficult for you to come out when we come in looking for you. He didn't do that. So now it's harder to get Sesko out of Leipzig, and it's harder to get Gyökeres out of Sporting, because Sporting's got a 100 million euro release clause. Sesko's one, it starts at 80 million euros. Now, if Arsenal want one of those two players, you got to just go and pay the money. Berta's come in. He wants Gyökeres. Arteta wants Sesko. Either way, you're going to have to stump up the money for whatever striker you want. If you end up going for an Ollie Watkins from an Aston Villa, Arsenal fans will be disappointed, because then that's the player that you was linked with in January when Aston Villa offered him to you for 60 million and you said no. You wanted to wait until the summer and get the striker that you wanted. Gyökeres is not the striker that you want, it's the striker that Berta wants. If Berta has complete control over Arsenal's transfer, go and get Gyökeres, pay the money, get him in, move on. You're seeing Liverpool, I'm sorry man, there's a bit of a pat down here about the towel. You're seeing Liverpool make strides in the transfer window, making moves, looking to sell on defenders, to bring in another defender in a Mark Gahey from Crystal Palace, who ultimately is going to be taken over from Virgil van Dijk when he hangs up the boots in 2 seasons from now. And then, of course, they're maybe going to be losing Konaté to Real Madrid at the end of this season, because he's going to go to free transfer. So Liverpool are making strides. You know Berta coming in, because he's right now doing his medical as we speak. You've got Frimpong that's coming in. You've got Kurte that's going to come in from Bournemouth. It looks like Liverpool are doing great transfers, but all they're doing is replacing what is already going out. So Liverpool, actually, when you look at it, when you really look at it, they're making business, they're doing the transfers, but they're only replenishing from what is going out. Not from what's already there and then adding upon. They're just replenishing. But that's a club thinking forward. Arsenal, on the other hand, are not thinking that way. Or what maybe they are. Maybe they're thinking, do you know what, we've still got time until the 19th of July when we go for the pre-season tour. We can still go out there, make transfers for the way that we want to do, to build a club the way we want to do. But it doesn't work that way when you got the fans involved. Fans think differently to what the clubs think. Am I on the fence of, listen to what the club is saying, but I still want to see players coming in. But if there's a players coming in, they've got to be worthy, wild players who can get over the line for Arsenal, who can get Arsenal over the line. Which way? You know what I meant. My point is this. While the transfer window is going, Liverpool look like they're doing fantastic business, and they are. But really and truly, when you look at it properly, they're only replenishing what is going and what's going to be going soon. Whereas Arsenal are adding to their squad and not really replenishing for what's actually leaving. You could say Thomas Partey is leaving, but we don't know who's going to come in next. We don't know what left back is going to come in, if it means that Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to come up into the midfield. We don't know what striker is going to be because he's getting the links of the Jokeres and the Sesko. There's talk about a right winger and left winger and attacking midfielder. We don't know what the plans are. So do we just have to sit back and just relax and wait until the 19th of July and then judge Arsenal by the end of the transfer window to see if they've done the right business or not, and then flip out on them and say, you wasn't good enough. We've been shouting, we've been screaming. But again, if we're not happy with that, there's only one protest that can be done, is you just don't go to the games. You just don't show up. You just don't buy the merchandise. But that's never going to happen because the Arsenal fans are crazy. We're in love with the club. So, like I said, it's only a 4-minute video today. Doesn't have to be long. But my concern for Arsenal is, I don't think they really and truly know what they want apart from a Martin Zubimendi and a Kepa coming in. They don't know what striker they want. They don't know what winger that they want. They don't know what attacking midfielder they want. They don't know what defender that they want. So this could be a total mess like it was last summer, even though we brought in a director of football in Andrea Berta to the club to help Mikel Arteta after Edu's departure. But that's my thoughts. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. A little rant, a little video. Nothing major today in terms of news and transfers going on, because it's not. That's going to be next week. But anyway, I'm tying out here for TK24 Sports.